audio, and all right, here we are. There's still no one here. I believe so. There is no one here in the chat. Let me just hello. Nope, we are all alone, which is fine. Let's take this short time to send help to LinkedIn. Let me go home. It is so hard to find the things that we publish at LinkedIn. Like you need to go to your profile and actually check what you have. Yeah, here it is. It is a drag to get your publications.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here we are. I'm going to be reposting, and I'm going to say we are live. Come join us. All right, so that's it. All right, welcome, Franco. Here we are. First live of the year. It's gonna be fun. All right. So let me test your voice. Everything good? Can I hear you?
Hello.
All right.
Yes, first of the year, and yes, it's gonna be fun. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you well. That's good. I think I need a little bit more light.
I think
All
the
right.
stream is fine. I think it might be slightly too loud compared to yours.
Yours?
Yes, mine seems to be slightly a bit loud.
All right. I lowered your volume just a tad here. All right. So let's start today's discussion with a couple of things. I think that the thing that is roaming around right now is the new disaster with all these new video card launches. Like we are gonna be fresh out of new, and it's a kind of technology that we all need to do all our work. Like I was thinking about changing my 3060 for something new, and now I'm like, nope, no, you're not going to be able to do that. Like prices and availability is silly. It's something that I don't know if they really want to stay in this kind of industry. I think that they're just releasing this new stuff just because, right? Because like it's fashionable, so they need to do it. But in the end, I don't think that that is going to be in any sort or case, any means to survival to Nvidia, and um, and by that measure, everybody else who actually create like the only ones that can be somehow attractive price wise and that they are availability are the Intel R cards, but I don't know how good those things might be. And if I'm afraid of actually using a Radeon to run Unreal because they do have issues with ray tracing, and because Unreal Engine still uses a bit of ray tracing, like I don't know, like everybody who runs Unreal, you know what? Actually, Epic uses Radeon cards. I saw in a particular live stream somewhere that I think it was in the Unreal Fest. There is an actual talk that is called, reimagining real-time stages, LEDs with AMD. But when I read AMD, I thought that it's because of Epic, not Epic the company, Epic the product, the actual CPUs that have 128 threads, something like that. Um, but no, it was the actual video card. Actually, AMD has these, you know, like the competition to the the Quadro cards, and they are amazing. I think that that one. Let me see if I can actually find it because that thing was um, uh, very amazing. So let me search Epic Unreal.
Yeah, I think the changes from the 40 family to the 50 family are mainly on the AI side and also making everything way more powerful. I feel like with AI, they rush technology so much and so fast that they kind of released the 50 family a little bit too close to the 40s, and with an improvement that doesn't feel that strong in the performance side. I've been seeing games being run in 30s cards that compete with 50 cards, which makes no sense. And then everything that happened with was it deep sky, blue sky, something like that? No, blue sky is something. The AI
Yeah,
technology
deep
that plummeted
deep blue.
Nvidia
No, deep
stocks.
sky. I don't know. They choose like a very generic. I know that
Yeah,
is not the exact name. That is the translation of the name. So who knows, right? So that's not the one that they are actually using. Um, yeah, that they are actually saying that they are not using like the latest, but they are saying it because there is an actual ban. They cannot use them. Like they have like Nvidia when they releases video cards for China, they actually use this particular um, denomination that is called C or D, something like that. And they are a little bit slower and they don't have like all the CUDA cores and stuff like that. So allegedly, they say that, yeah, we did this without your video cards, but that may be not completely true. Like they cannot actually say that they own those because that is going to be like it's not a crime, but it's going to be like a transgression of an agreement that you won't use those kind of cards, right? So yeah, I don't know. I don't believe much of what comes their way, to tell you the truth. And I think that you can. So if AI is full of promises and you know there are actually promises to investors, right? And there's a lot of hype. If you take a little bit too far into actually a Chinese AI, I would believe even less than what I would hear from NVIDIA, for example. So this was what I was referring. I was checking this, and this is the actual Advancing Virtual Production, exploring all AMD reference architecture for in-camera VFX, Unreal Fest 2024. And I was checking this, and I was like, yeah, for sure. Like they are using the CPUs, right? But then there is something missing here. They're not using NVIDIA. And I know that at many production companies and LED stages around the world, their flagship is the actual A6000. Even though that thing is like, I actually compare it at some point in Tom's Hardware with a 4090, and the A6000 is like half of the actual, raw power of what a 4090 is. The 4090 is like something out of this world. Like whomever got one of those in their systems, they're going to have that card there for a long time. It's going to be hard to actually get something that has so much bang for the buck. And now if you go a little bit further than this is what they're using. This is madness. AMD Radeon Pro W 79,000. Like this is the first time that I was actually learning about this. It's a dual slot card. And of course, they're using the Threadripper from the Epic, side of stuff, and they're using the Blackmagic Matrox capture cards. And I don't know what actually is this kind of socket, but yeah, this is to actually capture your camera and that kind of stuff. But then I believe a little bit further, they actually say how much memory that thing have, and or did I actually search for it? I think I searched for the damn thing, and that thing is a beast. I think it has like a little bit further than this. Here we are. So what is it? It's a Radeon Pro W6900. Let's see. AMD Radeon 6900. No, it's a W, is it? Yeah. Amazon. Well, here it's not cheap. Let's see Amazon. But this is not the one. This is a CPU. Am I? Oh, W. Yeah, that's what I'm searching here. Yeah, it's this thing. Yeah, 48 gigabytes. GDDR6 memory. This thing is a beast. 48 gigabytes. I don't know if there is like the A6000 is the other one that has like 48 gigabytes. Like there's nothing else in the world that has that much memory. This is I don't know. I don't know where this thing comes from. I don't know how much time this thing has in the market, or if you can go to like a computer store and get one of these. But yeah, this is where we are. All right, so let's talk about bad things. Let's talk about these. What are your thoughts on these? The new, 15 days, like 2 weeks free content. All right. I don't know. I'm not. Sometimes, or most of the time, to actually get something that is really good and something that is really bad, and some sort of what they call now intelligent assets. So, framework kind of plugins or stuff like that. I think that the non-cheap one. Normally, there is one that is cheap, but in this case, this thing is nonsense. This thing is. It was there a minute ago. Like if you reopen it like really fast, no, this thing is 60
Yeah,
bucks.
I think it's around $60. Yeah, the Valley. And the situation with some of these, and this is a recommendation I would give people, is once you click on something and you see a couple of pictures and they look awesome, I would strongly recommend that you scroll down and you check the very first version an asset was made for. In this case, this was made for 4.20. So this is a
4
5 to
years ago.
6
Yeah.
to probably 7-year-old asset.
Oh yeah.
It will work in 5.5, but it's just the technology back then. This was made for an age that has passed.
Oh
So
yeah.
even though it looks good, I wouldn't buy this. I would get it for free, of course, as a background asset. And the trees actually look good for silhouetting,
Oh really?
but not pay for it at all.
No, not at all. I don't know. This looks like Minecraft. This is
Yeah.
for a 60 bucks. This thing, and this thing has like 44. You know, but because we're not now in marketplace, we will never know. What
If
people
they
or
had the
or
product or
when
not.
was the last review for this thing. That's one of the things that people are really angry about Fab, that we
Yeah.
don't have enough metadata to actually punctuate
And no
stuff.
comments
Yeah,
either.
no comments at all. Yep. So this one is not that good. Let's check this one. This one is, I think it's not that bad. Again, it does have like a couple of very, these kind of green and stuff looks nice. The actual metal on the ceiling looks nice.
Mm.
The tarp, yeah, it could do. A few of the actual assets around looks very good. I don't know if the actual building at all is part of the actual thing. I think it's just the actual stuff around. I think it's just these couple of industrial kind of things, like plus the actual tires and stuff. So
I
yeah.
think that no, the pack has the map, and the map is
Oh,
it's pretty good, pretty up to date. I would say looks Megascan-ish adjacent. Probably
already.
uses some Megascans. The lighting is pretty good. I think this is one of those that you use as maybe either a reference or steal ideas from,
Right.
and steal some of the assets. Definitely, I think some of the paintings on the wall look very, very good. Super high quality paintings, actual paintings. But yeah, the building blocks of the city, maybe just rearrange it a little bit. It
It
needs some love.
it does have a couple of things that could be, that are very unique. Like the detail on these light posts is like uncanny, right? That actual transform, you know, here and the cables, the tubing. I think those things are really good. I don't know why this thing I think is from. It looks very uncanny. Like I've seen it
Mhm.
somewhere else. Um,
Mm.
like mega scanish, as you said.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, it feels Megascans adjacent. Yeah, totally.
Broken windows. That's the thing that is missing, right? We need more broken windows.
Hmm.
Every now and then we need one of those. Now we got one.
Is it geometry or is it a mask? What do we think?
I think I think it's geometry because of
All right.
how it is done. I think it has even thickness. It could have thickness with as a mask.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
I would go for geometry too. If it's geometry, it's better.
yeah, that's right.
Less performant, obviously, but it's gonna look better.
And now we have the Ninja input.
Yeah,
And
those I don't even click on those. It's just
I don't know about this one because actually in Real Engine change all the inputs since 5.2 or 3, where now you have the inputs as an asset. And now, as usual, things are duplicated. Now you have them on the project settings. You still have them there, but now you have them actually on an asset. And the thing with the asset is that you need 2 assets to make it work, which makes it very hard to actually understand how to create one. Once you create the first view, you tend to, oh, this is how this thing works. But it is not like an easy thing to actually produce. But the good thing is that one of the things that will normally prevent you from, if you are inside Unreal Engine and you go to Fab, and let me set ourselves a little bit smaller, just like that. That is good. I'm going to set you even smaller on your side. Just
oh yeah,
like
because
that.
I'm taking like half the screen.
Oh, no, it's good. No, you're good. All right. One of the things that will prevent you from adding a particular content to your project is that they have something particular that might be 100% of the times is a setting, right? So maybe it needs
Yes,
to have like virtual textures or
content
it needs
file.
to have whatever on, right?
Hmm.
If it is, a particular character, it will need like control rig, and maybe they assume that you don't have the actual control rig plugin enabled. So that's why. And controls were the other things because controls were outside of, the content. They are in the config, right? They are inside of the config folder of your project. And if you don't get that, you cannot actually add it to your project. Now, if they're set everything to be, let me
An
show you
asset.
how they look now. They look weird.
Mhm.
If you go to the third person input, this is it. So you're going to have one of these, and then you're going to have all the different actions here. So you're going to have like one of these per action that you do. So in this case,
Oof.
move is like one, look around is another one. So, and jump is going to be just the spacebar. So imagine if you have like crouching and you have like changing to walking or stuff like that. So you're going to have
Mhm.
one of these per action. And I understand the actual need for these because you can, overly customize these because you can say, well, the action, if it is performed with a keyboard, is going to have this particular attack, right? Or if it is on an actual analog, you're going to remove that attack. So it allows you to do a lot more than what you could do before. But either way, there are a drag to actually set up. The good thing is now, if they come this way, you don't need to actually, you can actually apply it to your content
Mm.
instead of having it on a
Yeah,
separate project
separate
and then,
project.
do the actual migration
Yeah,
process. So I think
annoying. Yeah.
this was clever. But now with that, I don't know how that will work with these ninja stuff. Like, I don't know if these actually, like, I went through these couple of pictures and I didn't saw any of those. So I really, really don't know if this thing is up to date with. And again, as you said, this thing is from 5.3, so it might have that, in mind, but I wouldn't count on it. Not at all. All right.
I
So
don't even download these. I just skip them.
yeah. You skip those? No, I always get it all. Like I can
The
control myself.
OCD, man.
It is free.
Yeah.
All right.
There
So
might come that day when you need the ninja inputs.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe there is going to be a piece of code there that is going to solve some sort of mystery.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is there. All
Why
right.
not?
The new Quixel scenes, they are pretty good. These are the ones that they actually use. Someone actually did all this work to take a picture And that picture was the one that they use on the, product page. And that
Mm-hmm.
was the only reason why they would have those. But now they feel like, all right, we have this. Let's actually, submit it. Like this picture here was actually taken. Oh, we are in this one. Yeah, like this picture. Like somebody actually did this whole thing to take that picture. Um, but now there are, its own map that you can download and you can, The
Mm-hmm.
good thing about these is that they are pretty well organized and optimized. Like you're gonna find out that almost everything here it's nanite, which is great. No, this is not the nanite thing. Uh, Nanite triangles. Yeah, like almost everything is converted to that. There are a few that are not, but it might be on my system because they are actually using the, some things that are. Oh no, this one is on them. Like this one is an asset that is inside the scene warehouse. But there are a few here that might be the actual plane from Unreal, and I have still not yet converted everything, the basic stuff, right?
Yeah, of
All these
course.
shapes to nanite. You could,
Mm-hmm.
there is no particular um, um, thing that will prevent you
Mm.
from doing that. That's
Whew,
it. It's good. Save. Gone. That is that.
scary.
Not at all. Are you sending me messages on Discord? No, it's
No.
someone else. All
Mm.
right. All right. No, that's good. All right. So yeah, they are pretty nice, and I want to use it to actually let you on a secret, something that is really really good, and I think you're going to appreciate, and you might want to actually teach to your students. So this thing started with I actually this is like the fifth time that I recorded this or that I tried to record this. And it's very hard to explain. So I always end up like teaching the edition. And I'm right now doing it live, so you can actually see what it is.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go live. And so let me show you what this is. So I have two rectangles here, right? I might need to actually put myself a little bit here. So this one, and oh, these things are huge compared to this, and this one. And this one is not a nanite. Nanite enable false, yeah. And this one is nanite enable true. All right, so we're good. So let's move these two. So they are around here. I think this is going to be a good place to actually showcase this. Yeah, we're good. So in the past, we actually, and this was true for everything that you could import to Unreal Engine. If it has vertices, you could have like a vertex pane on it. And vertex panes is a thing that was like famous in many DCCs, not in Maya for some reason, but they are huge in Blender, and Blender will use them like a lot. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can actually paint them, and you can do a bunch of stuff with it. And little do everyone know that there are inside Unreal Engine, and that they are really good. The way that you would paint those, you're going to have to actually jump into the mesh painting tool. And right there, the first tab that you find here, it's going to be your way to actually start painting this. So this might look a little bit weird as soon as I turn this on. Oh no, it's not that bad. And you can see that this thing, because I was testing this before, already have a bit of that vertex painting on it. And it's painted on the actual asset, because as soon as I drop it, it already had these, weird thing that I painted in it. But as soon as you drop it, you can start painting, right? So you go here and you can erase whatever that was, or you can do a fill, and now it is filled up with white. And you could, let me actually fill it up with black, and you could go and start painting with, maybe red or green, right? And the nice thing about this is that this will give you something that was really, really appreciated. And that is, if you create any sort of material, you can actually tap onto the particular vertex color that is on the mesh that that particular material instance is applied. So if you actually search here for vertex colors, there you go. You can actually assign this to the actual color of your material, and you won't use it like this. You're basically going to use it as a masking tool, right? And you're going to be able to actually mask different attributes of your material with this, and you can make like little changes like to the saturation, or maybe you could like paint the same texture but with bigger or offset UV, so you can actually erase the actual seams on a UV or the tiling of a texture. So you could do tons of things. Like, this is so useful. But the best thing about this is its combination and the future that this thing could have with Nanite. Because here's the thing with Nanite. Nanite actually give us something that was never possible inside Unreal Engine, and that was diversity. And that is because when you turn something into Nanite, then that thing is going to be part of a huge Nanite. Give me just a second. Sorry. All right, now we have lights. All right, sorry. So I was saying that now when you turn something into Nanite, that thing becomes like a super Nanite, because now it is going to be part like of one huge model, and the boundaries between, it's like the end of Evangelion where everybody, is the same mind. It's the same with Nanite. When you drop something Nanite in your scene, it becomes part of a ship, part of a crew. And now it's a full big model that is a Nanite from start to end. Now there are no difference in between them. So, and that's why using Nanite, if you use the same material for everything, you're actually doing one draw call, because everything goes in one bin. Everything is the same, right? Which is good. One of the things that we had in Unreal Engine 4 before Nanite was that you were only limited to a couple of assets, because if you add more than a few assets, then you're having multiple draw calls, and that thing was a drag, right? And it will Hulk grind your render and everything. But now with Nanite, you can have a full diversity of assets, and you don't care if you could add like unique assets for your full scene, and that thing's still one draw call, right? Because as soon as you drop it, everything is one huge mesh. But, and this is the big but, you need to reuse as much as you can materials, because those will actually cause a separate draw call depending on, the mumbo jumbo of the actual deferred render from Unreal Engine, right? So now, the only thing that actually stop us from using very unique thing is that you should try to reuse your materials in material instances. And that limits you a lot, because there is only so much that you can change the saturation or this and that of an actual material to make it look different, right? But now with these, you can actually use the same material instance, and you could, activate different, superpowers of your material on an actor basis through your whole, map. So this is great. But you know what? It doesn't work like Nanite, because it is part of a ship, part of a crew, and now it's a huge thing, cannot have vertex painting. So even though this was amazingly good, you could not use it with Nanite. And that was like a full, hidden miss for Nanite at a time. Like this, even though normally no one will know about this, the people who knew about this, they thought that it was a huge shame that this could not be used with Nanite. So the thing that would happen is that Nanite could have a vertex painting, but per asset. And that could be the same for all the assets that you're going to be dropping in your scene, and that is fine. But you cannot differentiate them, per actor, if you will so. So let me just make sure that this is understandable. So if I go here, not to the landscape, no, here, and if I grab this, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so I can actually have a copy of this to the side. Now I have two of these meshes. And if I jump back to my mesh paint, right now they are the same, right? But I could come here, go paint, fill it with black, and then choosing to paint only on green. Oh, I don't know what I did there, but yeah, you can see that I can paint a different vertex color on this actor, and it's going to remain unique for this actor. So this actually save with the level. As soon as you paint one of these, the actual level is going to ask you to be saved. And that's why you can have one per actor, and you can have like subtle differences, painted difference on each and every one of your different actors. So this is huge, right? Now, it doesn't work with nanite. As soon as you select a nanite stuff, yeah, this is what you get. Like you cannot paint, you cannot do anything. But they thought of something. It is the best thing after vertex color with, good things and bad things. But let me show you how that would look. So now we have the texture color. If you go to your mesh painting mode and you go to your texture color, you're going to be able to select. And I think that this is going to be true for non-nanite also. But this is like the only way of doing it with nanite. So I'm attributing this, new advantage just to nanites. Because for these, it's best to actually use vertex color. But for nanite, let me show you how this will look. So now all you need to do is click here on this ad. Now, if you on your house doesn't have this ad here, it is because I don't know why. The actual people who went and did this actually assigned this texture, this mesh paint texture, to be a virtual texture. So if you don't have virtual texture support on your project, this is not going to tell you squat. It's going to be gray out, and you're going to be pulling your hair out, trying to think why this thing doesn't work, and you're going to review the documentation, and the thing is not there until I happened to test it on another project, and it worked there. And then I realized that when you check this, it says VT here. So this is an actual virtual texture. That's the only thing that you might need for this to actually work. So you need to go to edit, go to your project settings. You're going to be searching for virtual textures, and do yourself a big favor. Turn on virtual texture support and turn off as quickly as you can. Enable virtual textures on texture import, because this is going to F you up very quick, right? What this means is that every time that you import something new or that has textures on it, they're going to be automatically converted to virtual textures, and that is bad, really bad, if you're working with Fab or Quixel Megascans, because that is going to make only the new things that you imported are going to look good. Everything else is going to be gray out. That's a long story, and that's simply because the actual virtual textures uses a different and separate texture sampler node in the material graph. And if you convert it, then it only works for one particular one, but not for two materials, one that uses virtual texture and one that doesn't use it. So you cannot do that. So don't unclick it as soon as you can. Once you have that, you're going to see that here it is. Now we have a black texture applied to our nanite. In this case, it could work with non-nanite, but it's cool for nanite. And now you can paint. I will start painting with red, or with green, or with blue. And you're going to say, it looks like crap. And it does. And that is because the default size of this virtual texture, I don't know, it doesn't say, because, again, this is another of those things where I don't know why it's so close and black box. Like this texture here, you wouldn't know where this thing is. Like Unreal Engine won't actually show it. And I think that it is because this thing is safe with the level. So it is nowhere to actually be found. So you cannot check the official size of this, but you can override it, right? So you can come here, override mesh texture resolution. And my guess is 1024 is good enough to actually paint something. So I'm going to remove it and re-add it. And
Remember
now,
that anything you're showing in the details panel, my face is covering it. I understand what you're
oh,
saying,
all right.
but remember that my
Let me
face
do
is
it
there
like
and
this.
my background
All
is
right,
like
look at this.
stopping you.
Yeah, so here is the actual override mesh paint texture resolution. And I set it to be 1024, and it's good enough. So as you paint, this thing looks very weird, and then, it like fixes itself. I don't know why. Um,
Ooh, okay.
yeah, this thing
That's
is,
glitchy.
and the good thing is that these will have a much, much better resolution than what you can get out of vertex paint. Mostly because, it's not based on actually the granularity and the density of your topology. In this case, it's an actual texture. Now you would say, but you could have that with, with materials. But no, this texture is applied to an actor. And now
The
if I
actor.
actually come here and duplicate this actor and do the same thing that I did before, like grabbing these two, make them a little bit smaller, move this one here and this one there, right? Now I will go back to my mesh painting, and you can see that I will have to go to the texture color. They are both the same, but now on this one, I can remove this copy and create a brand new copy where I can keep on painting with whatever color I want. That will drive something in particular about a material. So that was it. I think that this is great. Pro and cons are that with vertex painting, you don't need that UV, and that is amazing, right? So the actual resolution of your painting will not get stretched out or in any other case. But this one, sadly, you need a good UV to actually do a good painting on this one. So yeah, give or take, this is what we have. But I'm going to show you something that will redeem all these. All right. So let me jump back here. I'm going to destroy you and you and you. And I'm just going to be keeping this one here. And mind you, when I created this plane, it's a 10 by 10 size. Sorry, 100 side by side. So 10 meters by 10 meters. And the original one was subdivided 100 times, right? Right now, it's not going to look like that because, yeah, nanite. It's cute how nanite actually think like this is the best decimation that it could do to this square. Instead of, having these, in two triangles, it's silly. Like, this is the best nanite could do. And I don't know, I find it amusing, right? But the original one, I can show you. No, not here. It looks something like this. So you can see the actual density of it. And that is going to be important for something that we're going to be doing. So Warframe, yeah, it's like this. So yeah, look how much you save with nanite, right? That's amazing. All right, now, what I want to show you is this. So right now it looks like whatever, right? It is like water on something weird and something. Well, it has to do with something in particular. Let me jump back to my mesh painting and going back to my texture color. And now I'm going to be dropping the RGB channels because I really want to see the actual material on this thing. And now I'm going to be selecting this and painting, and I'm going to flood these with white. And you're going to see why in a second. Alpha, everything. I'm going to keep flooding. And that's it. Look at this. So I think that you have seen this before. If I now come and start painting with black, right? In red, you can see the other map appearing. So what this is the tri-blend material from Quixel Bridge, now actually reinvented, right? To actually work with this new mesh painting stuff. And now with this thing is amazing. I don't know, this, Right now it has like very poor tiling. I'm going to be making it a little bit better. So the base layer tiling, let's actually drive this to be 5 and 5. So now it's going to be a little bit better. Here it is. And the same I'm going to do with the middle layer and the top layer. So this is going to be 5 and 5. And this last one is also going to be 5 and 5. So let me show you. Now this is good. So this is me painting with red, right? Now I can paint with green. And this is going to be, oh, if you select green. And this is going to be the other, layer on the material, right? That is nice. Each and every one of those, I actually set them up with displacement also. And you barely need to actually touch up on the actual blending material. So I'm going to show you how I did it, right? This is what I did. This is the full result of it, right? I'm going to get rid of this one because you won't need it anymore. So the only thing that you must actually need for these to actually work is to have the Quixel Bridge plugin installed or enabled on your particular project. Everybody has it, right? Because even when most of the, or all of the Megascan library was moved from Quixel to Fab, there's still like a copy, like a legacy copy on Quixel. And if you were fast enough and you acquired everything before the start of this year, you still have the ability of using the Quixel Bridge to drop in, materials and all that stuff, right? And if you actually do that, you're gonna get the actual Megascan, the MS presets, right? And right here, you're gonna have the actual blend material. But for all you unlockies that might not have acquired the thing at the time, you might not ever get these MS preset because you're gonna have to buy the thing to actually be able to put it in as an actor, right? So let me show you where you could also find a fresh copy of these. You might need to be careful with this, but if you're careful enough, this is going to be safe. So first, you need your source panel available. So make sure that you have your source panel here, right? And then you're going to need also to have the show engine content and the show plugin content. Now that you have those, you can go to engine and you can go to plugins and you go down a little bit and you find the bridge content. And inside you have a fresh copy. And this is the copy that Quixel Bridge actually copy and paste on your project every time that you add, whatever nuts and bolts, whatever you are applying from the Quixel Bridge. So don't change this because then you're going to be botching your Unreal Engine installation. But it's safe enough to actually come in, go to your MS Surface Blend material, grab these, Control-C, right? And you're going to go to your content, for now the root, and you're going to hit Control-V. And you have a fresh copy here, so you're not going to be breaking Unreal Engine as it is, right? So please don't tell, Gabriel told me that you could do this. No, be careful with this, right? So now that you have a fresh copy, you can actually open it up and we're going to operate, all right? So let me show you the only two little things that you need to add. The first thing is that this thing is connected to the actual vertex color. And as we know, Nanite cannot use this at all. So we're going to be ditching this. So what we need is the actual node that reads the color texture from the actual actor, right? And I mean this one right here. So these, you can have access to these on your material, all right? And the way to do that is, let's type mesh texture. And here it is. It's the mesh paint texture object. Now, this looks a little bit different than this. And this is because, remember that it is an actual VT. So this is just like a reference to that object. So you need to actually connect it to a texture sampler. Texture sampler, here it is. Now, this is the actual texture, right? So this is well connected. It should be on the actual texture. And this actually works. It is good. And now all you need to do is to reconnect red to red, green to green, blue to blue, and alpha to alpha. And you can get rid of this. Never seen it again. Now, this is good. This will start working. Granted that, you saw what I had to do at the beginning, and that was to paint everything white. And that is because, again, the engineer at Epic that thought like, all right, when we import FBXs into Unreal Engine, what are we going to do with the vertex color? Someone said like, paint it white. And yeah, like the actual value of all the different vertex values of the vertex paint on all the FBXs and static meshes by that mean it's pure white. But when you add this thing, even though it looks white, so it means that, up to this point, it's going to be good. It's going to not look weird. As soon as you drop one of these, this is safe to actually use on any nanite that doesn't have a mesh paint assigned to it. But as soon as you assign the mesh paint, it's going to be black. So it's going to be painting like all the layers at 100%. So you need to actually depaint them, right? So paint everything white, and then you paint with black, like erasing instead of, yeah. And that is simply because, yeah, the math is weird with Unreal Engine vertex color because the blank canvas is pure white. Right, so this is good, right? So this will allow you to actually have the same functionality as you had it before, but instead of vertex color with the new mesh paint texture. So far, so good. This thing is working as we intended, but there is one other thing that you could do that is amazing. It happens that this material is sort of old, and if you open up the material instance of it, you're going to see that the available maps that you have to connect, maps to it, it will have like the albedo, the combined map. So, this combined map actually is compatible between Fab and Quixel. So you can use, Quixel materials on these. And it's mainly because the actual green channel actually holds the roughness. So it works. You don't need to actually reconnect anything here or anything. It has a normal map, and it has, weirdly enough, an ambient occlusion map that nobody ever uses ever anymore. This was a thing that was good, a couple of years ago, but now Lumen actually gives you ambient occlusion for free. Like, you don't need that anymore, right? So if you actually connect something to the AO, it's going to look like weird and dark because you're going to be doubling the baked AO with the actual ambient AO of Lumen. So this is useless. But if you go back here and you operate, remember, if these looks like this, it's because you have the use material attributes. So this is like, in this pipe runs everything about the material, like all the different attributes, it's inside here, but you can actually tap them out and then, operate them in. It is like your splice, like if you're hacking this thing, right? So let's actually drive here and create a new noodle, and you're gonna get materials. So you're gonna get the material attributes, and what you can do is actually connect this to that. And so far you're not doing anything, right? We're just bypassing this, but you can actually come here to the array, and you can create one element to that array. So base color, I want it as it goes, right? The one that I want to operate on is the ambient occlusion, because no one uses ambient occlusion anymore, right? Now what you can do is actually drag here, and you're gonna do this, the opposite, set material attributes. And now you get the exact opposite here. Now you're gonna create another one of these, and instead of connecting ambient occlusion to ambient occlusion, you're gonna connect ambient occlusion to displacement. Now you connect this thing like this. And just by doing this, you are reusing all the ambient occlusion textures that are in the base layer, in the middle layer, in the top layer, right? So with just these, small splice here. And that's all you need to do. And you save it, and then you're gonna be able to actually assign these. There are not displacement maps. If you're getting them from Fab, there are height maps, but kind of work. In fact, you can see here that they do displace very well the plane. Look at that. Yeah, that's what we want. All right. One last thing, for these to actually displace, you need to open the particular material instance that is assigned to this, and you need to do one last thing, and that is you need to go to the material property overrides. And from here, on just this particular material instance, you can enable tessellation, and that's all. So as soon as you click here, enable tessellation, you can switch from having displacement or not having displacement. So this is the actual material without displacement, and this is with displacement. So you don't need to actually set it in the material. You can go material instance wise and turn this on, so you can save, you know, the actual tessellation of these like everywhere, like whenever you want to use this particular three-way material. And yeah, that is mostly it. I think there is one last thing that I want to talk about this, and that is, oh yeah, something that I found out doing this is the next. Let's say, Gabriel, I'm gonna test your stuff, so I got it ready. Now the only thing that I need are, you know, fab materials, right? So you're gonna go to your fab in app. You're gonna go to Quixel, of course, and you're gonna set these to materials and textures, and you're gonna get something, you know, a stone wall with blah 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 and stuff. Yeah, this thing. Look at these displacement map. This thing is gonna look awesome, right? And you say like high quality, high fatality. No, I want the raw quality. Raw quality is what they call now 8K, right? And you add it to the project. You wait a little bit until that thing downloads, and it's gonna pop up very soon in its own, or in the content drawer. So let me move these there. And come on. Importing. Come on. There it is. And yep. Sadly, there is no height map. And I was like, but why? Like, I've seen some of these fabs, so maybe some have them and some doesn't have them. And I was really perplexed at this thing. And then I don't know why I figured out that the actual raw quality versions of these textures doesn't have the height map, just the high quality ones. So 4K. Why? I don't know. That is how this thing works. So if I re-download this, but in high quality, this version not only will download faster, because yeah, less pixels, of course, you're gonna have the height material. I don't know. That is how this works. And another thing that may happen is that if you have old fab materials, you're going to find out that this looks like pure white, and like the actual information in it is like completely unavailable. Like it's like full pixels with white information on it. It might be because of the compressed settings. I believe that in the last plugin update that we have from Fab, this was fixed. And that was that all these height materials were actually imported, right? Or ingested as displacement fields. And they look like this. So you can look at these all day, and this thing is going to be like full white, and you're not going to see a thing. So if you find out any of those H material or height materials that looks like pure white, all you need to do is open it up, come to the distance field, front stuff, and you either convert it to, in this case, it was displacement map, all right? So you're gonna be converting it to gray map, like mask, no RGB, or the default will do, right? As soon as you turn it to default BC1, BC3, it's gonna look like this. This is what you want. And these will actually work if you apply it to your stuff. Let me show you. Let me come here. And I think that you can do the actual switcheroo. Let me show you what I call the switcheroo. So you could use the 8K maps for your albedo and combine map and normal if needed, right? I don't know if you really need 8K. I don't know. It's your life. And you can actually use just the displacement on 4K. And that's it. Here we go. We have a displacement map for this particular brick, and it does work wonders. Look at this. that's it. That was everything that I know about the texture color mesh, the mesh texture color. Enjoy it.
Yeah, it's very interesting that it is possibly one of the very few things that gets applied material wise, air quotes, right? Because it is not in the material,
Hmm, hmm.
to one actor with a clone right next to it and not being affected, right?
Yeah.
Because when we're using materials, we lean into material instances and we could duplicate the material instances and then just move, but then that means we have more material instances of the same master material. This being able to modify one actor separate from another, whereas they are the same asset in your content browser, but they are different actors in the level. It's very interesting. I've never seen that other than the common properties, right? Changing the scale, the transform, or whatnot, which simple things.
No, yeah. In fact, let me show you something that will blow your mind. I want to show you how this wall looks. I just had a blast with this wall. Like I was teaching, and I was like, "Yeah, you get this wall," and I was like, "What the hell is this?" Like recently downloaded from Fab, right? And I was like, "Oh,
Oh boy.
what the? Oh,
Yep. Yep.
broken, like wasted, fubar." I tried to fix it with the
Inverted.
modeling tools.
Oh wow.
No way. This thing is like a sock turning on its own.
Is it the mesh or is it the
It's
material
the
that's
mesh.
broken?
Is the mesh. It's
Wow.
completely broken. So I had to actually continue that class with. In fact, let me find another Fab thing just because I want to try Fab. Um, Let me go. Um,
And since you can't leave comments anymore,
no, you cannot say that it's
you
broken.
can't tell them, "Hey guys,
No.
this is broken."
Right. I think I'm gonna get an asset from here, so I can show you something more. So static mesh. Let's pick blah 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 blah. This one. This one would be good enough, right? So that's it. This is the actual thing that I want to use. I'm going to be Control B to it so I can actually have access to the actual material. And I'm not going to be using this material. What I'm going to do is I need to do this beforehand. So the actual material that I just created, I'm going to be creating material instance out of it. And I'm going to be cutting it, Control X. I need to save it first, Control X. And now I can click these, Control B, and I can Control B, the other V, the V. And
Hmm.
now you have the material instance here, right? And this is what you can do with this. This is wild, right? Oh, I actually took the wrong thing. Oh my God. I took the material and not the material instance. All right, fair. I'm going to be creating the material instance here. It's all right. Good. So I have a fresh copy of the blend material here that I fixed for. No, this is not the one that I fix. Huh. Weird. Bye bye. Go away. Again. What are you? This is the material instance. Where is your father? All right, this is the one that I need to create a material instance out of it. Good. Now save it. Now cut it. Now come here, Control B again. Now these. What am I doing? Oh, I know what is happening. Yeah, Control X doesn't work. That is just me wishful thinking that you can cut here. I don't care. I'm going to be copying it. So is this what I want? This is what I want. So copy, Control C and Control B and Control V. And then I have the actual material instance that I want. Coolio. All right. So look at this. This is a magic trick. Oh, these are all VTs. All right. I don't want to break this. Yeah, I don't want to break this. So let me create a new folder and call these VTs. So I don't want to break what I already have. But what I'm going to do is actually put these here and move them. And I can get in, copy them, take them out. I know that it looks a little bit weird. But all right, these are not the ones. So this should be not connected to anything. If I did this right, let me just check on the reference viewer. Yeah, those are not connected to anything. And now these ones, I'm going to convert to regular texture. Yep, do that. Good. So now they're not VGs. So I have a regular copy of them here. What I'm going to do is actually connect these, and that, right? And I'm going to be connecting the albedo to albedo, and the stuff, and the normal. That's it. I can save this and close this. And now I can replace this material, right? For the actual new material instance for the blend stuff. It looks exactly the same, right? Nothing has changed. Oh, you moved yourself in. Why? Oh,
I turned off the camera and then turned it back on. That's what happened.
All right, let me see if I can fix it now. Oh, I know. I need to actually maximize.
Just push me down though.
That's it.
Be in the
No.
corner.
It's good. It's good.
There you are.
All right. So now that I have this tree material on it, I can add, more stuff to this. So do I have like rust? I don't think so. Maybe I'm going to have to actually find like a very fast rust material here. Material textures. And let's search for.
Of course,
rust.
I'm guessing we could grab different brushes, right? Not just
No,
the circle.
We're not there yet.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
No, hopefully we could do that, but we're not there yet. For some particular reason, I thought that there is an actual. Let me try with this. Just the high quality is going to be fine, so it downloads pretty fast and easy. So there is an actual texture paint that is inside the mesh texture paint. Yeah, we're getting there. I'm going to show you. They tend to name everything with the same name. It's horrible. So let me add this thing here. That is good. Oh, where is it? Oh, here we are. So on my middle layer, I'm going to be adding these rust texture and the normal and the combined map. And that's it. I'm going to be closing this, saving this. So this is good. So this is now prepared. This is an nanite. Let me just check. It is. Cool. So now I can go to my paint, mesh paint, and I can go to my texture color, and you can add, this thing, the mesh paint texture. Again, as soon as you add it, everything is going to be painted black. So the three-way material is going to think that, you want everything painted with the, that's not what we want. So we need to go paint. We need to paint with and fill it with black. Fill it with white, on all channels. So the actual normal map appears, right? So that is good. Now we can switch back to black and we can pick only the red channel. And as soon as we paint, now I have a little bit of frost coming on different places. Before I start painting, I want to do something important. That is to carry another one of these, put it right next to it, right? And maybe another one down there that is going to be tip over, right? We could try to make something pseudo-professional. All right. And now I can go on this one, and I can go on my mesh paint, and I can go to my texture color. And with this one selected, I can start painting with red, which is the only, different texture layer that I apply to this. I can paint a little bit of frost on this one. Oh my God, it's painting on all of them at the same time because there are copies. So I need to actually come here to select this one and remove and re-add it and repaint it white. It's all right. We're going to survive. This is good. Good times. All right, and I need to do the same on the one back here. Select it and remove it, add it, and then paint it, fill it with white. So now they're ready to receive oxide. Now I can go back to paint black and just with red. And now I can paint different. Let me select this one, paint. So this one will have, a bit of rust here and there. They are the same mesh. And because they are nanite, they're actually the same mesh. So if you go here to triangles, this full scene is one model. It's one model from start to end. That's how nanite works. And that's why this thing will dice, differently no matter from where you actually see it. That's the magnificent beast that nanite is. And you can paint now and make subtle difference between this one and this one. And now the one that is back there, I can actually choose it and paint. And there we go, a little bit of here and there. You can select more than one. You can select this one, and this one, and you can go paint. And I can start painting here, and I will end up painting here. This thing is madness, I tell you. It's madness. Look at that. You can paint on all three at the same time. Yeah, this thing is amazing, right? That you could do this. Now you can add, subtle differences to all of these. So there is one thing that I didn't achieve because I didn't know how to. Like these material have like a scatter layer that is paint with the alpha. The blue layer is the pond layer, right? The water layer. But you have another layer on the alpha. But somehow I cannot paint alpha on this texture. I don't know why. Like it doesn't paint. Let me show you. I will revert to my RGB channels so you can see what I'm painting.
Maybe it needs the material to be masked or translucent.
In the way that is connected, I don't think so.
Okay.
But even here, I cannot see that I'm painting black with alpha. I can switch this to be only show me the alpha channel, and I'm painting black on alpha, and it doesn't paint. So I don't know, maybe this is wrong, or I am wrong, but I don't think that I can actually paint alpha with these texture color for some particular reason. There may be some kind of thing that I'm not aware that might be impossible. Maybe someone is gonna watch this and say, "Haha, you're a fool. You cannot do that." But so what you were saying about the actual brush, I thought of these, like the texture painting inside the texture color inside the texture mesh painting texture, right? So this is where you would think that you could load something like a brush, right? So let me show you how these doesn't work. So first you need to turn on, I guess it's just this. Let me, clouds, so noise, something, noise. Yeah, this is gonna be nice. So, is there, maybe there are brushes? Brush? No, no brush. How would you call a brush? Like an alpha that is just in the middle. Let me try with these. So I would say if I keep on painting this will have like the shape of this. All right, it might, but I'm using like a very low quality texture. So let me try to fix that. Let me go select and select only you and go here. And we're going to be removing these.
Like stencil painting the substance.
Yeah, I'm guessing that is why that thing is there. So I'm going to be using a 1024 resolution on this one. Let me see if that makes a difference. And then go paint, fill, select everything, and paint it white. So I get back the base color. And now I will paint with red, with black, and with these. And let's make these a little bit bigger. And click, 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 click. Oh, you know what? I think it is like randomly rotating it. But I think it's working because now it's square, right? So somehow I think that these actually work. Oh, I'm trying to delete and I cannot. That is weird. I think it has like a auto rotation stuff. Rotate brush in the direction. So I think that is what it's doing. So I think you're right. So let me turn this off so I can, delete. Let me load something that actually looks like a brush.
Yeah, a checker or
Checker. Oh, what?
a checker pattern would be easy to identify if it is using it as a stencil.
Look at this. This looks.
Oh, that one looks good.
Maybe it's too strong. Oh, this thing is not. So when you paint with this, I think that it actually grabs the color out of these. So no matter what color you have here, it is actually painting this color. So you cannot actually try to erase. So it's only one way, right? So the way to erase is to unselect this and actually delete. That is an awful way of doing this. Well, let's say that, yeah, you do have support for brushes. If I actually use Photoshop and had a brush, I will say you see how it works, but I don't have one. So we're going to pass to the next best thing. And I don't know how many hours we're in, but I really, really want to go with Modular, the Modular rig, because I've been waiting for that sucker for a long time. And I wish that thing starts working, because that means that we're going to have, like, I have these beauties for so long ago, and I want to start producing with them. To tell you the truth, I think there are excellent pieces, more than excellent pieces of characters, and those are the Paragon characters. Yeah, this dude is amazing. The Drongo guy. Not you.
Are you gonna go simple or are you gonna go risky? Let's see, Drongo.
Oh, no. I'm no. I just wanted to work at least with the because this thing didn't work even with the mannequin. Like the mannequin.
It does now.
It
they
does?
seem to have fixed it in 5.5.2.
Oh my god, that would be
They
amazing.
seem to have fixed it, yeah.
All right, let's test this.
Yeah, what I was saying is if it's not a like humanoid like character, it's gonna be a risky modular rig.
Oh yeah, for sure. But let's actually choose Simple Queen. All right, now she's there.
A super safe way.
We're gonna be right clicking on her, and we're gonna be where is it again? Create, right?
Almost all the way to the top, and then
here it is. Modular rig, and boom, crash.
Imagine.
Oh, it crash? Will. It will for sure. Control rig is like a death sentence. All right, let's open this sucker up. Here we go. Let's rig. So it's still working the same, right? So
yes,
spine.
Sir.
No. Is there a hip? No.
No, spine is number one.
Spine is number one. So let's go. Spine, you're working.
The one thing you need to worry is, exactly. You need to kind of jiggle it and wait for it to actually attach itself to the socket. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. Shoulder for those, not arm.
Oh, really? You have shoulder first now?
No.
All right.
It's always been shoulder first.
Let's go. Shoulder. And shoulder. And now arm. It's weird that you connect arm to wrist.
Yeah, arm to wrist. And it comes with a new shape in the shoulder now. It's no longer the little arrow.
Oh yeah. And leg and leg. Now
they fix the legs.
Here comes the actual issue that I've always find, and that is the reverse control for the feet, because I love to have those. Should I risk it for this first time? Let's do
I think
it.
they fixed them. I tested them
Foot.
not long ago.
And no, there. This is what I found before
Oh, would you
this
look
issue.
at that?
You can
Well,
fix it. It is not so hard to actually fix it. Like you need to actually reassign a ton of stuff, but I don't have enough time today to actually be, playing with that.
mm,
So let's keep it simple this time, right? Because the thing that I found out that is more important than that is reverse. So if we can go and bake it, because bake it's really important. Let me
mhm.
add Nick because baked is the thing that makes layered work, and layer is so nice. So if you cannot have layer, like I would actually spend
Like
a
no
little bit of
go.
time creating my own stuff so I can
Yeah.
have it. So that's it. Let's compile. Let's save. Let's close. And
Also a different head shape now.
oh, really? Do I need to change
Yeah,
something?
it's like that circular. It's different from before.
Oh, all right. Let me. Here we go. In. And let's wait for Unreal Engine to do 1,000 things at the same time because. So no CR, no animation from now. And let's actually create it from here. And we go Control Rig. And how did I call it? Who knows, right?
Who knows? Unsaved probably at the bottom? No.
Let me actually check it.
Probably the same name.
Is this one? So
Yeah, the
let me
same
call
name.
it um,
Modular.
modular. Perfect. All right, let's try it again. Come here, Control Rig, modular. Here we go. Boom, you're there. All right, so let's test. Let's do basics test, right? So first, yeah, and offset, yep, that is good. And then the knees are now good. Now they're not 1,000 miles that way. Now
Hmm.
there seems to be symmetrical and they're good. So yeah, they're pointing really good.
The elbows are really good now.
Oh, really? Are they working
Yeah.
well? Oh, look at that. Good. All right.
Yeah.
So now coming up, we have full upper body control. Then we have waist control. Oh, that's good. That is really good. So the good thing about this is that these actually have. Oh no, I would love the actual hands to be attached to these, so we can play with the spaces later on. So this is good. Oh, right.
Spaces.
What did I
Yep.
do? Right, that's good. So these, and these is working cool. All right, look at that. So it seems like it's working. So we have the that is good, and we have the shoulder and the shoulder rotation. What? What is? Oh, this. Maybe this is disconnected somehow.
Dead control.
Hmm. All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right. All right. Not to worry. It's good. It's good.
At
It's good.
least it works.
Yeah, this thing is good. It's good. It's good. Maybe this has to do something with the IK. Maybe. We're gonna try. And this one is good. All right. So this is interesting. Out of the gate, it comes with IK on by default. All right, granted. I feel you. So now if I select U and I hit Control Shift G, everything is back as it is. And now I can come here and toggle on and off the, for both legs. All right. And do I have it for, no, this thing is, what is this? Where are the actual shoulder arm IK? All right, so this one actually changed it for both, and the other one is disconnected. All right,
Nice.
nothing is perfect, but this is the least of
Halfway
their
there.
concern. All right, the big thing out of these is the next.
That's it, bait.
Does it bake? So let's load an animation.
And does it layer?
Run. I think it's jog. No, it's run.
It is.
So forward. No, if it reverse bake, it will layer. So that's a fact. So let's do a little bit of that here. And now let's go right click and bake to control brick, modular, and reset to default and cross your fingers. Oh, it looks fine. It looks fine. Like the shoulders are where they should be. And it, all right, it was good. It was really good.
No.
And now it's broken somehow.
And it's gone.
But why? If it was good, why did you turn this way?
It's going back to being good.
But you're baked that way. All right. Again, the nemesis of the actual control brick it's one particular node that is crap. And it's a real piece of crap. And that is the solving of the elbows and knees. They're always broken. It is called reprojection. The reprojection node is trash. You can see that it's wrong here. So I believe this would be like really easy to actually be fixed if we actually go on.
Just delete all the keyframes and then back, yeah.
That would be a thing, but if I think
fix the actual thing.
If I don't delete this, right?
Yeah.
And I reactivate my animation, and now if I go here and add the control brick modular, and that's it. And now I come here and right click and make it layered. All right. So this is going to work because you can see that the reprojection did complete trash, right? It actually reproject on the actual same position. But now because this is like an additive, now you don't care. You can actually put these wherever you want.
Yep.
But somehow it is not doing
anything.
Anything? Like really?
Oh boy.
Oh no. Now. What the hell?
Oh right. Well,
now
that's Unreal for you, man.
So you need to nudge it a little bit.
So yeah, this is what I wanted. Wake it up, as I tell my students. Wake it up sometimes.
Exactly. I wanted just to be able to separate it because I knew that layered works a little bit like additive. So you don't need an actual key. You just need to add like an offset to it, and they're going to stay there all the time. So now you can do the same with the knees if needed, right? The actual size of the control are a little bit stupid here. Let's separate these this way. And now, yeah, they are working. So, okay, you fix it. You broke it. So you fix it by broken it. So you actually remove the projection node here, the trashy projection node, and you said like, you know what, whatever position the elbow has, put the actual aim control of the knees and elbows to it, and then leave the people go and actually put that whatever they want.
Figure that one out.
You know what? It is fixed, right? And so the good thing about this layer is this. Now I can grab these. Let me change this to world, and I can make it run like this. This is amazing. All right, I'm loving this. Even though, the actual trashy reproject node was removed, and now you have these being baked into the actual position of the elbow, which is not that bad. So I'm going to show you the only thing that particular, let me grab these. What would happen if I do Control-Shift-G? Oh, right. No, that's not what I wanted. Let me try it again.
Wow.
I'm going to show you exactly what is the only job that the reprojection node should do, right? Modular. So the reprojection node should, let me come here and put these to be layered. All right. This is what it should do. It should actually put it exactly where the elbow is, right? And then it should set it to be local. And now it needs to actually grab it and pull it away from the and in one axis and put it at a particular distance. This is the only thing that this node should do. It should do this. And it's enabled to do that. It's as simple as that. You can see that now it works. Oh, what the? What? Oh no, what the?
Wrong axis, maybe?
Look at that. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you know what? It has rotation animation baked to it. That is wrong. So yeah, you could go and actually remove that. We should create a Python that actually clean this up. It should be like one click.
Fix all the problems a modular rig
and
comes
have
with.
this working. It has actual rotation animation on it, which is not great, but it is what it is. All right. It actually works. That is what is important. All right. So, loving it.
The
I
neck
want
is
to test it
destroyed,
with
too.
I want to test it with the Countest from Paragon and see if this thing works. But I don't think we have enough time today to actually go through that. Let me actually check our list because there were a couple of funny things that we could actually. So modular rig. Yeah, we're at the second point that we were going to talk about. There is like a full list of stuff that we could be, discussing about. But yeah, no, I think it's good. We've been here. We talk a little bit about 5.5, and yeah, it's good. We should do this more often. We should do this every Wednesday and just, talk about Unreal Engine stuff, things that you discover. You're going to be able to share your, I actually set this up. So if I go where? Here? No, here. And I go and do these. You can actually share your screen full size. And you can share your Unreal if you want to show something. It's going to be 720. But yeah. Anyway, Unreal, YouTube is going to destroy this thing with, but yeah. All right. So I'm guessing that's it. It was a very nice and productive. I finally got out of my chest that explanation about vertex color. That thing was burning my skin, to get it out. And now it's out in the world. And now this information, I hope people actually use it because it's an amazing thing that you can actually achieve to create very organic look on your scenes. You're going to be able to differentiate the same mesh, one from another. One could be a little bit more dusty. The other one could be a little bit cleaner. You could do whatever you want. You have two more textures that you can add on top of everything that you have on your scene. And I would say that is almost for free. Like, I don't know, it's going to be like one more texture per actor if you dare to actually add like one texture to every actor. So it's not that bad. I believe, yeah, this is going to be good. These are good times to actually be in Unreal.
Yes, I agree.
All right. So what are your plans? Maybe we can join next Wednesday, same time.
Sounds good. Yeah, let's figure out if this is a time that fits with people's schedule, and yeah, let's do it.
Sure thing. I don't know if someone actually joined. I don't see anybody actually commenting, but it's
yeah,
good.
that's what I'm saying. Maybe the time is complicated. It's too late.
Maybe it is like 8:00, or we started at 8:00, so maybe it's a little bit late, but it's all right. Yeah. You build it, and they will come.
Sounds good, man.
All right, Franco. Thank you so much for assisting me.
Yeah, for sure. It was fun.
Yeah, it's weird to actually be talking to yourself, so I don't want to do it alone anymore. I want to invite people to actually come here and answer questions and do stuff. I think that is going to be very good.
Yeah, sounds fun. Let's do it.
All right, man. Thank you so much for coming, and yeah. Take care, everyone. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.